Let's play! Whoa! Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. You all may call me Pharaoh, and welcome back to Let's Play 13 Sentinels. Last time we left off, we did one destruction battle, that was the 8th wave, until the game's like, oh, wait a minute, hold on a minute. You actually have to complete the whole entire story first, and then you come back and do the last two. I'm like, oh, okay. So that allowed me to do a little bit of Goto's story, which also unlocked the rest of Hijiyama's story. For Goto, it looked like Shihiro showed like how she saved the 1.2 million civilians from Sector 4 and put them in Sector 3. And then Hijiyama, we found at the very end that we thought Okino died, but what actually happened, he got disconnected from UC, or Universal Control, and that the big plot twist was that this is all fake. Like, they were born in those pods, which we call those cockpits. But yeah, I did not see that one coming at all. So that's what happened. Now, we're gonna, I guess, conclude Goto's story. I mean, I can't see it taking more than like 20-30 minutes, but I'm gonna be very actually, I don't know. Like, I can't really fathom what else they're gonna reveal. So let's just dive into it.
This data is that you, Goto? It's been a while. The last time I saw you was 2 months before my death. Roughly a year ago, I think. Chairman Ogata? An AI construct based on Chairman Kengo Ogata. Why would this be in Morimura's files? I see. So this is how she managed to raise all those funds. She must have used this AI to access the Shikishima Chairman's hidden network. Not quite. I'm afraid that was originally my idea. The good Professor Morimura was only following my orders. So all of this was by design? Your design? Leaking the prototype nanomachinery to the black market? The catastrophic consequences? You're the one who exploited her. If you blame anyone, blame yourself. We were so close to losing Project Ark entirely. Now we must prioritize the project above all else. I'll finally have my second chance at life. You were planning on downloading yourself into a clone. A brave new Earth is waiting for me. I won't let you do this. What is Professor Morimura doing now? She's dead. By that hitman's hands, I presume. That's humanity. Self-destructive to the very end. Only a few survivors left now. I give them 3 days at most. My deepest condolences for your imminent death. Shut up, Construct. Your project is over. Unfortunately for you, the Ark is already set off. It's still within comms range. You don't have clearance. I refuse to let an AI control the future of humanity. Not of the survivors, the ones who would have clearance.
So, suppose I am the professor. Then what?
I want to know the truth. I want to know the reasons behind all of this. But that seems unlikely. I imagine you're not inclined to tell me anything.
And why's that?
It'd be inconvenient for you if we had all the facts. Considering you're trying to eliminate us. From the very beginning, You never intended for this world to survive.
Well, I guess that was a plot twist up there with Kengo Ogata. Even though he's an AI now, he wants to come back to life. See, I guess I misunderstood what Project Arc was. I thought it was mainly like, okay, humanity, like, on Earth is kind of ruined, so they have whatever the remainder of humanity up on these space colonies, and they were going to transport them over to, like, another place or whatever. But no, I guess it's more so focused on the idea of, like, clones and transferring your consciousness to the clone, which I don't even know what you call the clone anymore. Like, a clone, I thought, had its own separate consciousness, its own separate identity in a certain sense, right? But I guess it's the whole point. The whole point of the nanomachines and the interlocutors, it'll kind of overwrites the memory and whatnot. So we'll just continue with the story. I'm sure we're gonna get more info.
You think I'm trying to destroy the world?
I do.
So you think I'm enabling the kaiju now? Even though I've got more reason to hate them than any of you?
That is true, at least. You're clearly not on the kaiju's side. After all, they are a threat to your primary objective, which would be to carry out the plan you formed in 2188. However, that plan may now be untenable. The situation has deviated too drastically. Recall when I brought you to the underground UFO? I believe you said something like, it was out of your hands.
This is the mainframe of the UFO?
Yes.
Honestly, Okino-kun, you can't take anything else in life seriously. So why do you put so much time into all this?
Okino.
Just talking to myself. More importantly, look at this mess. Something unpleasant must have happened here.
Most likely.
It seems like she was, like, expecting more of Okino instead of putting all this time into this. I mean, I gotta say, it is a very interesting design choice for a mainframe, but still, I mean, I can't even fathom the amount of work that went into this, so there you go.
A Shikishima android. Probably left here by Ida-san. They've all been shot. External damage suggests the weapon was a phaser. They're all out of commission. Too damaged to function.
I see. Let's get started then.
Is it really possible?
I have a fairly comprehensive grasp of this system. This abnormality all comes down to the decode, right? I should be able to get rid of it.
Why would Miss Morimura push for Operation Aegis if this was an option all along?
Well, you said it yourself. She's either being controlled by someone, or she could be trying to save herself.
That's not right. Hold on. That file system hadn't even been analyzed yet. How did you gain access?
I have a senior admin ID. Access privileges for the entire system.
You somehow got access to an account that high level?
Yes, I have my ways. This is no good. Sector 3's mainframe has been damaged in an attack. It's barely operational. I won't be able to process much here. Well, not much choice. I'll have to send direct instructions to the command ship.
Command ship?
The mothership in orbit. It can send commands directly to the UFO.
Is it? An ark? Some grand design from the people of the future?
Either that or a base of operations for an alien invasion. The comms channel to the command ship is cut off. Must be hiding somewhere beyond the horizon. Looks like about 35 minutes until the comms reconnect. But we don't have that long. Time to find another link.
Will this fix cut off the kaiju's attacks?
It should be able to solve the problem at its core. However, we can't stop any commands that were already processed. That's out of my hands.
Which means we'll still have to deal with the kaiju already generated. We don't know how many the factories have produced. If we could just verify their numbers. We're going to need the Sentinels after all.
That may be best. Operation Aegis is too much of a risk.
In other words, the decode's activation is a blow you cannot recover from. No matter how you try to fix it, your plan is irreversibly impacted. The most direct fix would be eliminating the decode. Then, you would just restart the loop anew.
But maybe I'm still getting confused here. So her idea of like trying to remove the decode, whatever, from the system, you know, that would, as she said, fix the problem at its core. But whatever kaiju are already processed or in the queue, whatever you want to say, we got to deal with them. So is that what Inaba is trying to do? Like, which we now know it's an AI, but frankly, we know it's like Tomi's AI consciousness, whatever. So that's why we're waiting for her to get back in communication with us. But I was also confused because Okino is basically telling Hijiyama and well, I think just Hijiyama that there's no way we can ever hold out that long. So is it literally just a battle of determination and attrition, and just defeat all that we can and we win? But then again, the whole thing about the loop, that's not going to happen anymore because I thought they said like Sector 0 is just gone. I don't know.
That would revert the situation back to the original plan, which is, in essence, your goal.
You're overthinking this.
In order to trigger a loop, you need them to destroy all the sector's mainframes. And therein lies your goal. You want this world destroyed so the timeline can be reset. But you have one major obstacle, and that's Operation Aegis. Aegis isn't just an ordinary defense system. It causes a terminal to seal itself off in self-defense, preventing anyone from using it to control the world. Once all the terminals are sealed off, we'll be severed from the mainframe, effectively preventing any further loop or extinction. But if that happens, your plan is null and void. We'd be stuck in a loop where your goal was impossible.
Fine then. Let's say all your wild speculation is correct. What do you plan to do about it?
Let's backtrack a little bit. We discussed the suspect of Miss Morimura's murder, and you asked me who I think did it. If you actually are Professor Chihiro Morimura, then I believe you personally murdered Miss Morimura.
Did I now?
She was a staunch advocate of Operation Aegis. A thorn in your side, someone in the way of your reset.
An interesting theory, if also an incorrect one.
Believe me, I understand why you'd view me with hostility. Certainly Renya Goto was responsible for chasing you out of Newman. Even if it was on Shikishima's behalf, a buyer simply eliminating liabilities. After that, you took the lead on Project Arc, under Kengo Ogata's oversight. Kengo Ogata, of course, being Nenji Ogata's father, and Shikishima's chairman, who recognized your talent. He passed away in 2187. His age caught up with him. But the other Kengo Ogata is perhaps more relevant. The one you created after his death using his memories. An AI construct. You were letting it control you.
I was just getting advice. Dug that out of a log, too?
Yes. Renya Goto found that AI. The log was recorded in the colony after your death. Once your clone reaches 18 years of age, you set it so that she'd download your memories. It's clear this project was not a selfish endeavor. I'm sure you felt a sense of duty to save humanity. But you were also trying to bring Kengo Ogata back to life. So Professor Morimura takes over Chihiro Morimura's clone. And presumably, Kengo Ogata would take over Nenji Ogata's clone. That's why you're so intent on sticking to the plan. Certainly, from your perspective, Miss Morimura was expendable. She had to die. Her very survival endangered your ultimate goal.
Well, that is a shame. This isn't ideal, but you know too much. Goodbye.
Jeez, they just really she wants to kill everybody now, doesn't she? But is Kengo Ogata that important that she absolutely needs to bring him back? Like, according to Goto, like, oh yeah, you know, he realized her potential and her, you know, her genius, whatever, to do this project, but I don't know. She said, I'm just trying to get advice. I don't know about all that. Now, it says he's unlockable. How was this? Okay. Oh. Protagonist story progress at 100% or over 12. So, you know what I should have done? I guess in the last episode, maybe I should have done that section first, then did Hijiyama's, and then go back here, because, well, there you go. Like, this is absolutely the last thing in terms of the story, according to this Unlock Edition here. So, I am still a little, like, I'm not 100% positive all details still. I mean, it's going to take me a little while just to wrap my head around everything and make sure I understand it properly, but because I'm trying to figure out, like, is there an overarching, like, bad guy here? I mean, I still want to say yes. It seems like everybody has their purposes, or even the professor here, like, as Goto explained, I don't think it was selfish per se. You know, she did want to, you know, have humanity restart, which meant had to do a loop, but also not include the kaiju. But in doing so, and setting off the damn terminals, the Operation Aegis, that was going to stop it. Like, so it was like, it's all over the place. Huh. Well, I guess we can see how this concludes. I'm expecting like a major truth bomb reveal, but we'll see.
Initiating metaskill analysis. This shouldn't take too long.
Whoa.
I'll send you the data once it's ready.
That would be great.
But I must say, this is a surprise. Okino-kun really managed to push this through? Integrating this half-coded thing into the control system?
Thank you. No, well, Okino wanted to tell you that.
Akino-kun said that?
He said the analysis wasn't complete yet. So he appreciates your help with all this.
I see.
To look at you, anyone might think you are just a child. But you must be a truly exceptional individual. The message was Okino's, and I'd like you to know I'm grateful as well. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must return to the battle.
That boy. So he appreciates me, does he? Well, that is a shame. This isn't ideal, but you know too much. Goodbye.
You cannot shoot me with that gun. So anyone who knows the truth of Aegis is a liability to you. And liabilities must be dealt with. Does that sum it up?
The hell's going on? Did that phaser turn into like that gun from I think it's the Judge Dredd series. I'm sure they talked about it in like here's what's funny about that series in terms of the movies anyway. I have not really read any of the comic strips or all that, but the one that came out in the 90s, the Sylvester Stallone version, it's not that great of a movie. It's not. But it is one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies to watch. I don't know. There's something about it where it's like, yeah, I'll watch it. Why the hell not? Now, I think it's like 2012 version. I could be like 2010s, around there. That version, just simply called Dredd, or it might have been Dredd 3D, but the one with Carl Urban. Holy crap, that is one of my favorite movies, period, in the sense that if you're looking for just pure action, something to turn your mind off and just enjoy, it's that. You know, like, I enjoyed the hell out of it. I would love if they make another one, and I thought they were actually, like, in terms of, or in talks to make a new one, but I could be wrong there. But it was just simply interesting, to say the least. But regarding that series, that gun that they have, it's like encoded with like the Judge's DNA, so if anybody else tries using it, it like blows their arm off or something. So maybe that, like, it didn't blow anyone's arm off here, but it did not activate. I was gonna say, can you run out of ammo on a phaser? Then again, I think Mass Effect kind of showed that, didn't it? I only really played the first game, but I think I played the second one a little bit. I could have sworn that one had ammo. The first one was more so about, like, you just had to let it cool down or whatever. Alright, I'm off on a tangent. Let's just continue here.
If you recall, I specifically acquired this gun for your purposes. You had concerns about self-defense.
I can guess what happens next. Now you're going to use it to shoot me.
Perhaps I wasn't clear. For safety reasons, neither one of us can be shot with this gun. I configured it very specifically.
How is that? Like, so I guess it's more so they can't, not so much that they can't pull the trigger, it just won't fire if it's upon us, Goto or Shihiro here. I don't know how, though.
As I suspected, this gun records the time of its last discharge. And that time looks to be a near match for Miss Morimura's estimated time of death. Which suggests you used this gun to murder her.
Can you imagine if weapons nowadays contain statistical analysis and data regarding its usage? Oh man, I can see the benefits of it. Don't get me wrong, I feel like a lot of murders and crimes would probably be solved a lot easier. I can also definitely see a lot of the cons as well. You know, with anything out there in the world, somebody's bound to twist and manipulate it in its own way for their own purposes, and I'm sure I can see the same thing happen here.
Now, on the day of the crime, you yourself were using the drone to keep tabs on Miss Morimura, weren't you? Based off of your expenses for that day, I'd presume you took a taxi to the crime scene.
How much do you have in that pocketbook? Were you just playing dumb this whole time? When did you realize? What gave away that I was the professor and not her?
There was a specific moment. It was back when Miura found you here. You described Miura as an excellent design engineer. But the Miura of 2188 was the design engineer, not him.
Did you dig that out of Renya Goto's log too?
No. That I learned through Miura, the AI of Sentinel number 17. He also told me about the existence of the logs.
So, what happens to me now? If you're not killing me, I assume you're at least locking me up?
Considering what you did to Miss Morimura, I'm admittedly conflicted. But giving into my emotional reaction wouldn't solve anything. Vengeance isn't going to bring her back. So, with that in mind, I would rather choose the path that gets me closer to the truth. That is what I want now. To see what lies at the end of all this. To see what she never could. You told an obvious lie. You made it clear Jiro Izumi was not your cup of tea. Yet you and Izumi shared an intimate relationship in the year 2188. That was clear enough from all the evidence I found. Even the placement seemed intentional. You and Izumi, together in Sector 1. You died before you could set up the memory transplant. At that point, I can only assume, Izumi sympathized with you and helped carry out your vision. I can certainly understand Kengo Ogata's motive. He just wants to live again. But you, why are you so intent on transplanting your memory?
Because there has to be a leader. Without someone to guide them, teams dissolve into fear, spite, resentment. It'd be the colony all over again.
I see. As I suspected. Your devotion to this goal is inspiring in some ways. Are you a gambling woman? I'd like to propose a bet. We'll leave the terminals alone for you. We won't let Aegis seal everything off. Your loop would still be viable.
And in exchange?
As it currently stands, it'd be impossible to revert to your original plan without some compromise. But consider this. Even this final phase won't truly be the end. We'll have plenty of struggles beyond it. Plenty more pain ahead of us. If we can prove to you that we will overcome that, if we prove to you that we can face the unknown, then are we not worthy to take up your cause, inheriting your goal, and seeing it through?
You make an interesting point.
We can solve this problem ourselves. So my proposal is this. Let us fight our war. No sabotage. If we fail, then I could hardly object to a reset anyway.
That's your bet? You don't stand a chance.
Well, I suppose we'll see about that.
Aegis activated. Is anyone too compromised to keep fighting?
We barely had a moment to breathe. The girls may be pushing their limits.
I'm still okay. I can keep fighting.
There are 3 terminals remaining. We can protect 2 of them with Aegis. But we're on our own with the last terminal.
How much longer do we need to hold out?
We need to re-establish a connection with Miyuki Inaba. That's still 10 hours off.
10 hours we don't have.
But her plan is our last hope. Then we fight to the last, until we have nothing left.
The kaiju are heading for the next terminal.
Brace yourself, Keitaro. We are soldiers, and this is the moment we train for. Hours, days, it doesn't matter. We'll hold the line. Let's go.
Chihiro-san. You're listening, aren't you? If you're out there, please respond. Chihiro-san,
What is it now?
you know a way to link up with the command ship. One that doesn't rely on its position, don't you?
You're thinking of when I revised the decode.
Right now, we need that shortcut.
And this is where you reveal some new leverage over me. I can't wait to hear what log you found this time.
No. This time, I'm asking a favor.
You have to be joking. You do realize the position I'm already in?
I do. Even still, all I can do is beg. I just want us to have a chance.
This is the most idiotic... I lied to you, you know. Do you know which lie I'm talking about?
Not this time.
When I said I wasn't going to like you. You're an infuriating man, Renya Goto.
Chihiro-san.
Ready? Everyone, listen to me. We can communicate with the command ship out of range. I'm realigning the 3 surveillance satellites to their relay positions. We should be connected soon. However, the satellites have to move outside their preset tracks. They'll enter the gravity well and plummet to Earth. Your connection will only last until they hit the surface. You'll barely have any time to do this. Am I clear?
Thank you.
Honestly, humans can be so irrational. Though, I guess, I might be the most irrational one here. If you actually manage to pull this off, then I expect you all to take responsibility.
Chihiro.
Good luck, big brother. Almost connected. This is your only chance. Initiating communication.
Oh, you know, I thought we were gonna do it right there, right then. Just, I guess. Okay. Oh, that's all the stories then. That's literally, yeah, that's all the stories. Huh. So, the whole thing was a shortcut. I hate saying it makes everything that we just did obsolete. You know, from the moment Inaba lost communication, we had to wait for her till right now. It's like, oh yeah, you know, yeah, we can just go ahead and do that right now, but it's only gonna last a little bit. But there we go. And like I guess I'm still a bit confused. Like Goto said, like, you know, let us do our thing. We'll keep the Aegis active, but if that's the point or if that's the case, haven't we been sealing each of them off? I mean, there's 3 of them left, but we can only handle the other 2. Then I don't know what the hell it's. I don't know. That's my go-to answer for this. I just don't know. I just gotta sit down and think about this game, like, in the story. Like, it's not hard. I really don't think it's hard. I just gotta pay attention. But yeah, that's... Wow. That's 100% of the story. Okay. And I think we just have 2 more of these battles to go. Yeah, wave 9, wave 10. I kind of don't want to do them today. Like, we're like 35 minutes in, and I don't know what the hell's going to happen after I do these battles. Like, first off, let's just see how it's going to look like. Well, I already hate the idea. In the sense that we can only have 4 strike team members. I always despise when they do things like that. And the idea that it has a horde of the high quads. Those are the ones that kind of, like, they look like squids or whatever, right? I'm almost fairly certain that the Gen 1 guys can still take them down. I think. I don't think they're flying high enough where, like, they need to be brought down, so I think I can use a Gen 1 here. I guess I'll bring in Fuyusaka.
Okay.
Do I want to bring in Tomi or Nanami? Or Natsuno. I don't like you. I want to say Nanami. She has a super large missile, but you know what? No. Take Nanami. I mean, Minami. Ugh. And I guess for Gen 4... I'm looking towards Yuki here.
Got it.
I guess that's what we're gonna do. In terms of points, what I tried doing off-screen... What did I do off-screen? I now can't remember, but I tried putting a little bit into the generator. This gives them a little bit more EP and a little bit of attack. Also increases EP recovery. I just figured, you know, if I want anything, maybe I'd do more attack. I could have done other things like fire control, which increases the attack and accuracy and critical damage or whatever else, but I figured the generator would probably be the best thing for me. So, because I really don't know anything else I'm going to spend money on now, or meta chips. I'm still a little bit confused on the idea of the remainder of my mystery points will turn to meta chips. I don't know when the hell that's going to happen. It's right there. I don't see a convert button, unless I'm just stupid. I'm just completely missing something here, but I don't know. But yeah. And see, anytime you see anything that looks like it's highlighted a little bit, that means like there's new info that we just learned. Like we just learned that this, the real Jiro Izumi, he hooked up with Professor Morimura, and since she died before she could execute the memory transplant, he carried out her plan of transplanting her memories as Professor Morimura into her clone. Like, I wish I could fully understand the story even further. Like I said before, I don't think it's super hard to get down. I think it's more so taking the time to understanding it all. But regardless, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and save the remainder of this for the next episode. There is a high probability that the next episode could be the finale. I have no idea. I mean, if these battles, let's just say they take me like 10 or so minutes each, maybe a little bit longer, and then whatever story happens, you know, I'd imagine that's that. I don't know, guys. I guess I'll just say hold on to your butts, and anything else, it might be a little crazy. So, as usual, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time for Let's Play 13 Sentinels. Love you all so much, and don't forget to spread that love around. Have a great day.